Jonny, thank you very much for doing this, mate.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a really interesting one today because we've spoke many times before, met up multiple times, and just kind of spoke about AI, the way the world is going now at the moment, and the conversations I think everyone's having around AI right now is just, are we going to lose our jobs? What are we going to do when everything's automated? Your higher ups can just build an agent and replace like 10 people in a job. And I think the world before now has always been, climb that ladder, go to school, go to university, climb that corporate ladder, and then you'll be successful. It's kind of how the world's seen it. But I think you guys are trying to present a really interesting approach to how we can combat that and how people can actually find meaning in their work. And I really just kind of want to explore into that. Like, how can people actually combat this threat of just losing their job, having no meaning? I think you guys are doing that really well. So I think before we go into that, Jonny, do you just want to explain who you are, what you do, where you work, the life of Jonny Davies?
Absolutely. So I'm the co-founder and CRO of a company called Dream. And Dream is essentially, we like to see it almost as the new Virgin. So I work with a guy called Simon Squibb, who's a big internet celebrity now and has sort of built that fame by going into the street, asking people what their dreams are. And then we have a team of people that try and make it happen for them, or at least help them chase it. And now we have a group company of loads of different companies that sort of, each of them tackle another bit of the entrepreneurial journey, with the overarching goal of how can we make as many people as possible entrepreneurs, and actually not have to go down the traditional path, but offer another path where you can just create something of your own, find a way of monetizing a thing you love to do, and then do that for the rest of your life. We started this 5 or so years ago, and it now feels more important than ever. Like, it feels now that it's like a crucial thing we have to do and find a way to support people when they do eventually lose their jobs or lose the sense of meaning in the work they do. So now we have loads of companies that try and tackle, as I said, those pieces, and give people an alternative, because it's kind of scary now. If you're in a job that you don't really love, you don't really put your all into, therefore you're probably not brilliant at it, someone's going to find a way to automate that. So what is the alternative? And for lots of people, there is no alternative, but they're not aware of this thing called entrepreneurship or how easy it can be now.
I think it's just not taught at school, really. You are literally, as saying, just taught to get good grades, go to uni. If you're getting a bad grade in one area, you've just got to get that better instead of focusing on that one thing that you actually love and really passionate about. I think now as well, a lot of people are still scared of this, of AI and really integrating and using it. But I think it's allowing people to set up businesses a lot faster than they were before. It's turning idea into reality. And I think trying to help people understand that you can actually build something and monetize is so important. And you guys how many people have you helped now?
Oh, it's thousands now. And we've given away like 550 grand to people to start. I think it's an interesting point though, and like what you said there on school, because at school you're taught, sit down, shut up, do this thing on your own. Whereas in like the world is the opposite of that. It's sort of stand out as much as possible, work in teams and like copy each other. Like, it's kind of mad that the school system hasn't changed and updated, and it's just it's teaching you how to be an employee. But that skill set is becoming less and less valuable, because anything you can do on a computer, the computer can just do it itself. So the new skills are imagination and taste and creativity, and that's what's going to be super valuable, and you don't get taught those in school.
I think it's buying into someone's love for what they do. If someone sets up a business that they really care about, really get meaning from and enjoy, you're buying into that vision.
Yes.
Because you think there's so much love and passion and attention to detail, and it might not be because they just are a good employee and manage to build that. It's because they wake up every day thinking,
and they care about it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's really where the world's going to start going now, is who can come up with fresh ideas that they want to fix a problem that's actually meaningful to them. Around the AI side, do you guide these new entrepreneurs on how to use those tools? Do you guys see from helping these businesses that AI is becoming a foundational part of building a business now? Or
I think
is it kind of a helpful?
You can see it as two ways, right? like every entrepreneur I speak to is really excited about AI. Every employee that hasn't taken the jump yet is terrified. So it's like, but I think it's just the power you have over it or with it. It's like an employee, it's coming to take your work. Entrepreneur, it's like enabling you to move faster, build cheaper. And I think that's the really interesting thing. Like you used to have to start a company, you used to have to, okay, go and get an office, raise loads of money, have loads of this, or raise debt, and then risk a lot of things to start. I try and tell people now, it's just like, just start an experiment. Like every business decision is a little test. So it's like, okay, I want to start a business. I want to start an AI agency, as an example. Okay, great. I can register my bank for free. I can register the company for free because the bank will pay for me to do it. And then I can spin up an app or a website in 20 minutes. Like there is no sunken cost. So I can just get the product ready and then go and try and sell it totally for free and see if it works. Like I don't have to get an office and do all of these steps and put all this money down and take all this risk before I can just see if something works. That's incredibly liberating, or it should be incredibly liberating for people. But I don't think enough people know it exists. Like I have a gripe with the word entrepreneur because it feels exclusionary. Like it feels like, oh, that couldn't be me. I think constantly about like the everyday person, like what's the average person in the UK and like what's their opinion of starting a business. It's terrifying and elitist. So it's how do we make that more common and normal to just go, oh yeah, I'm just gonna start a business, and remove the blockers. Most of the blockers, like monetarily, have gone. Yeah. But it's the blockers in your head that are still there. So how can we help people get rid of those unconscious biases that school has built up within them?
I think, yeah, it's down to as well. Like if you go back to school, and I did business studies at A-level, and everything you're learning about is like the different formations of businesses, big corporate entities, different structure, how to structure a business. And it's like, what we're learning now is what businesses are doing already that have 10, 15, 20,000 people. We're not learning about that one-man band that someone's made. And I think you're right in saying that there's this idea that setting up a business is this big, scary thing. You have to raise tens of thousands of pounds. You have to have 10 people below you. You have to have, if you want to build an app, it's like 10 developers. Then you need the marketing team. But it's like, there is actually no set blueprint on how to build a business. A lot of it's just scrappy. You're just turning an idea into something real. Yeah. It's not like, here's the business checkbox. Yeah, you have to do the legalities.
Well, there's only one checkbox that's common across everything: is start. Yes, like that's the bit people forget. They don't just do it. Like that's the bit. Like everything else after that, you can figure it out. People just need to just start. Okay, what do I do today? What can I do today to move it forward? How can I sell this idea to somebody else? It's just starting, and AI makes that so much easier. Like this, I was going through an app yesterday called it's AI slot backwards. So it's like Polysia or something like that. Okay, yep. It sounds ridiculous, right? But fascinating. You just put in a business idea and it spins you up an email, a landing page, your internal company docs, your purpose, your mission statement immediately. And it's like, okay, Christ, it's like a business in a box. I can just get started now. And I think they're building in like cold outbound into it, and it's going to start making you meta ads. And so like this idea of you just press a button and start and go. And then you just run and like keep testing stuff. That's amazing.
It's like you're now just able to be the captain of the ship. Yeah. Change the direction of where you're going, but then the sails will move, the anchors will go down because you've actually got that AI engine already. And it's very easy, I think, in any idea, is to get bogged down with that, oh, I've got to make a business plan. I've got to build this. Like, you actually don't really need to do that now. One, you don't actually really need to do that.
I think business plans are ridiculous.
It's just pointless. Really.
Yeah, I think it's entirely pointless. Give mind map something. Like write it out on a whiteboard, and take a photo of it. I don't think writing a formal business plan is a good idea. I think that's pretend work before doing the thing. Like, that is procrastination.
So would you say for people who are going through school now, university now, what would your advice be around? Because if they go into this big corporate ladder or just try and think, I can't get a job now, it's like there's loads of people complaining about not being able to get jobs coming out of university. Is it because the world's changing from there's not demand for big corporate to hire lots of people, but there is now an opportunity to set up your own thing? Would you give that advice?
I think there's less choice. That's the problem. There's 700 and something thousand graduates in the UK that can't find a job. Yeah. And there's like 9,000 grad jobs a year. Like that's terrifying, right?
Yeah.
And if people don't work in their 20s, they don't really work in their 30s and 40s, like statistically. So it's how do we get people to do something and to find a way of living? And I think that sort of has to be entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
Naval years ago spoke about this idea of like the global gig economy, where we're all just going to be like freelancers. And it's sort of coming towards that, where you can just start this one-man band around an idea, sell a service, and then you might get a job through that. But like my advice for graduates is just do something.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing. It's very easy to apply for jobs. It's demoralizing, so you just don't really do anything. You just keep applying and failing. I think that just makes you look like everybody else. So it's like, if you want, the best way to get a job is have a job.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous, but okay, can you just create a job for yourself? If you're determined you don't want to start your own business yet, you want to get a job with a big corporate. Can I start a little side hustle that is something to write on my CV that makes me look slightly different to everybody else? Can I learn how to use a tool? Can I learn about AI? Can I try and sell something? Immediately, if I'm hiring someone and they've built something, I'm like, they're way more interesting than everybody else. Because they've taken the initiative, show they can just do things on their own, show they can be independent. That's really exciting. The other side of it, I think, again, come back to the test thing, it might just work.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to get a job because it's just working. And it's like, yeah, vibe code something and post on TikTok about it. That's it. It's free. Like there is the only thing that can possibly go wrong is it might be slightly cringe.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
But then if you keep doing it, everyone will call you cringe until you start getting loads of
until
views
it
and
works.
you make money out of it. And
exactly.
You don't care anymore.
We just keep doing it and get better at it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in building bad software and posting shit videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like just get better at both those things. Spend time learning and iterating and treat it as a test or a project. And I think you can't lose.
I think
there's
it's
no
removing
loss.
that fear of being really bad at something at first.
Yeah.
You've got to be terrible at something at first. But that's such a good mindset, actually, because a lot of people, and it's on the news, it's on the head, like, they'd want to make it all scary. It's, as you said, 700,000 people coming out of uni can't get a job, but there's only 9,000 grad jobs a year. That's a wild statistic. And there's going to be more and more people coming out of university, so that's only going to get worse. But you're right, if they just sit there and just go, I can't get a job, which is what they've been told to do, to be fair to them. They haven't had that education of actually, you've got to get out there. But it's like my friend was struggling. She's a floral designer, so it makes big bouquets of flowers, and that's always been her dream. And I sat down talking with her. She's like, it's really hard. Like, people don't have a lot of money and aren't spending loads of money on flowers at the moment. It's understandable. But I was like, what are you doing to try and fix this? She was like, I'm just going to different florists and being like, have you got any jobs available? And I was like, don't do that. Make yourself a website. Just go to loads of cafes and restaurants and be like, do you want me to put flowers in your windows? And then we built a website using Lovable. Took like half an hour. Got it all right. Got all the photos up. It looked really professional. I was like, right now, instead of you just walking in asking a florist for a job, you've gone in with a website and gone, I look like a professional floral designer already. And then her just going around making that network made florists start to actually come to her and be like, oh, I need jobs. So the work found her because she'd built something and put herself out there.
Yeah.
And having the AI tools to build the website in 30, 40 minutes, because like you can use Wix and Squarespace, but sometimes you're like, it doesn't look that good if you haven't got that experience doing it. But if you know how to prompt AI well, you can get some really good
you get some great
outputs.
stuff. Yeah.
I think that's interesting. That is probably the way the world's going to have to go, is everyone needs to...
everyone needs to become a creator.
Yeah.
Like not in the influencer sense, but like I just like that's why I love the word. I prefer the word creator to entrepreneur or builder.
Yeah.
I'm just going to build some stuff and try and sell it to some people. Like that's great. That's a great experience. I think the other thing, people don't really know how to problem solve. Like coming out of university, you don't really know how to problem solve. Like they need a bit of prompt. Like this is going to sound like people need prompting.
Yeah.
Like to think about something in a different way, not the way they've been taught. So it's like, I can't get a job. Okay, what do? I apply for more jobs. Is the advice. That's terrible advice. The idea is, okay, here's a problem. How can we look at it from a different angle? How can we think, okay, what if I tried that? What if I did that? What if I did that? That's way more interesting as a way of approaching a problem in this new style of economy. So how do we teach en masse that way of thinking rather than, oh, I can't do it, give up?
Do you see, you probably on the front line of it a lot more, but do you think society and young people in particular are starting to go more towards setting up businesses? Is that becoming more? Or is it just because we're kind of in that space? But as a general population, is it moving that direction, do you think?
It's a hard one, right? Because it's like, again, we all live within echo chambers. So I live within this echo chamber. So I have to constantly take myself out of it and look at the general public. I think that it's slowly, but not significantly yet.
Mm-hmm.
It will eventually, because it has to. It's the only solution. But we have to make entrepreneurship cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like cool to everybody, or like accessible and doable. I think it's like cool, accessible, and doable. So it's, I want to do that because it's cool, but I believe I can. Currently, it's like, I want to do that, but that's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's someone in Derby doesn't think that's possible, because like that's for smart people in London. But like it can be for everybody. It just looks different.
Mm-hmm.
And like entrepreneurship doesn't have to mean I'm Elon Musk, I'm going to build the next SpaceX. That's what I try and drill into people. It's not, that is not entrepreneurship, or that is not being a creator. It's just going, oh, I like coffee. Let's make a little coffee business.
Mm-hmm.
There's this guy, and I saw it, it's awesome. He's in Margate, and he wanted to have a coffee business, and so he bought a banged up old Lotus, and now he sells coffee at the back of his Lotus. It's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
but it's cool. Like, that's a ridiculous business, but you can just do that.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we tell more people that it doesn't have to be massive? It can just be you, and maybe you employ a mate.
Yeah.
Like, can I replace the wage that I was going to make at my job with a small business where I can work where I want, when I want? You'll work more, but you'll enjoy it. Like,
and it's something it's your baby.
Yeah.
And you actually own that as well. You can't get fired from a job
exactly.
that you own.
I think there's less risk in that.
Yeah.
There's less risk in owning a small business like that than there is in having a job in the current employment market.
And the amount of people you will meet from running your own business, that's like networking to a T. If you work in a big corporate, yeah, you'll meet people in that space. But if you want a wide range, if you're a founder, a CEO, people want to talk to other founders and other CEOs, and you'll very quickly build out that network. And I think, especially in today's world, now more than ever, networking has been even more important than ever before. And
yeah, because it's just, it helps you change the way you think.
Yeah.
Because you just learn constantly. Like, I was speaking to a founder the other day, and he said he dropped out of school when he was 16, 17, something like that. And he said, I quit school, but I didn't quit learning. And I thought that was a really interesting frame of like, every day you just try and learn more stuff. As a founder, as an entrepreneur, that's all you're doing, is you're just learning and applying, learning and applying, learning and applying. So that idea of how can I learn from my network, how can I meet more people, how can I learn more stuff, is great. Like, people have to love learning.
Yeah.
And I think actually entrepreneurs and founders, they find that. School sort of bashes the love for learning out of you, or for a lot of people, it's like, if you don't learn by sitting down and reading this on the whiteboard, you're an idiot. But actually, you might be visual, you might be an audio learner, but if you don't fit into that thing, or you don't enjoy that thing, you bash it out of you. But how do we help people get back that like love of learning stuff? And then applying it in this little business they have.
And I think if we get the education right of telling people that being able to set up businesses is definitely something that's actually doable, is that love for learning will come, because you're learning about something that you're building and something that you love to build. It is really about, if you're interested in a topic, you will learn that thing, and you will you'll get excited reading a book about it, watching some YouTube videos, however you learn. I do think it comes down to that educational piece, isn't it? But one thing that I think is great about all the AI automation stuff, which people should not overlook, is if you want to set up a coffee shop, for example, outside in the back of your Lotus, or you've got a coffee shop and if you've set it up and it's started to scale a little bit, you've hired some staff. If you run that coffee shop and you've set it up, you're probably going to end up being that person in the back office, just filling in all the paperwork, doing the ordering. You know, you're not actually doing the thing that you love because you've hired someone on minimum wage, fair play to them, who's going to go and make coffee, and you taught them how to make coffee. But that's the bit you want to be doing. You want to be out meeting customers, improving the business, making coffee. If you can learn to use AI easily now, and not expensive either for these these small tasks, you can automate that bit, and it can always give you your dream.
Gives you your time back.
To actually do the bit that excites you and you care about. And I think it's actually a lot of these tools are so affordable. Like, to set up a business, you'd have some vibe code tool, set up maybe a couple automation workflows. You're probably looking at like £30 a month. that you're spending on something that you've got a website, you've built your own back end system. You're probably 30, 40 quid a month and you can actually start making money from it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the actual education system ever adapting?
I don't know. It's so blindingly obvious it has to, right? And like everybody sees that. But I think it's been that obvious for years.
Yeah.
Like it was blindingly obvious it was crap. Well before AI came around and made it even more obvious.
Yes, true.
And nothing changed. So I don't know. I think the best way to change something is build an alternative. Like one of our big things is like reform the education system to teach this third track. You've got get a job, get an apprenticeship, become an entrepreneur. This is currently not taught. Initially, Simon was like, okay, I'm going to become the education minister. I'll figure out how to do that. Hired a political consultant, didn't like the way politics is set up and you have to just lie and do lots of these things. But it came to the realization, like, if you want to reform something, you don't do it from the inside. If you want to put out a fire, you don't do it from inside the house, you do it from outside. You just build an alternative. So, like, for instance, Elon and SpaceX, the whole mission of SpaceX was actually to get NASA back into orbit. It was like, his whole thing was, how do I show NASA that we need to be on the moon, we need to go further, and they need to put more money into it? And initially it was like, okay, I'll help them do it. But actually the best way to do it is just build a business that does it. So for us, it's like, okay, how do we provide entrepreneurship education for free to as many people as humanly possible? If that works, people love it, the education system will see that and go, oh, okay, we'll just steal bits of that. And then that would be great for us. Super happy. But we have to just build that for free for people.
That is true. You've probably got to show them that there's an alternative, and if people start steering in that direction,
well, show people it can be done.
Yeah,
because there's no incentive for the education system to change currently.
No, until some other country starts doing it.
Until something else is better at piss.
Yeah, that's so true. Because I did a talk at my old secondary school. Basically, they just got a few people to talk about what your job is, and I went in and I spoke about AI because that's what I do. And then one of the teachers came up to me at the end and was like, so many of my students are using ChatGPT to do their homework. It's like, how can I stop that? And I was like, you got to see it from a frame of like, these kids need to learn how to use these tools. Yeah, it is probably annoying that they're using it for their homework, but then adapt the homework and the work you're doing that allows them to still think properly, but also use these tools in an effective way. Because if you try and take something away from them that is so powerful, you're like, why? You're just fighting a losing battle, because they're going to just go back to ChatGPT and then they'll get better at using it. So you probably can't even notice whether they're using it or not. You just think all your students are geniuses all of a sudden. There is this like battle. Kids need to learn these stuff. They're already stuck to their iPads and iPhones. Instead of just doom scrolling, why not get them to
learn
use
how to make
something?
tools,
how to make something? And in this like creator environment world we live in now, you can either be a consumer or a creator.
Yeah.
You may as well spend your time creating something and actually building a personal brand or building a product, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that you're right. The only way to get that education in, and it's going to take a while, is to build something completely different. But you guys have got some really cool things going on at the moment. What can people do now? So if someone's watching this and is in that university trap at the moment, can't get a job, how would they interact with you guys?
Yeah, so we have a number of things. Like one of the things we're doing at the moment is an AI accelerator. Mm-hmm. So we're partnering with Lovable on it. Anyone can come. We'll give them everything they need to build a business in like for 4 or 5 weeks. It's totally free. You can just come. You get a task every day. You get to interact with a community of other people building the same thing. You get we got a lecturer from Stanford to come and teach people for free how to build their business using AI, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. Then we do like free mentorship programs, or this is all through Help Bank. But the biggest thing is just start and then find your people. Yeah. I think that's actually the hard thing with entrepreneurship, is it can be lonely. Like it can very much be, oh, I have to do this on my own, which I think is backwards. Like I think that's ridiculous. I think find your people, whether it's co-founders or whether it's people just in the same boat as you, and spend time together. Like that's what we try and create. I have this thing of like, if you ever go to San Francisco, you're like, oh my God, I have to build something right now, because everybody around you is also equally as mad.
Yeah.
And like equally as obsessed with this idea of what they're building, and everyone in coffee shops comes and pitches you stuff, and it's awesome. I was wearing a hat that just said coffee on it, and I like 8 people come up talking about coffee startups, and I was like, this is great. You're all mad. But like, how do you create that environment for everybody?
Yeah.
So anyone that wants to be an entrepreneur, how do you create that feeling? And I think you can do that online with like different groups around different topics and different types of businesses, and they all just sit in a community group and interact totally for free, and then can learn together, can build together. So that's what we're trying to create. And hopefully eventually we'll have those in person as well. So we'll have buildings in around London and around the rest of the country where you can come and like build your business together with other people also building and chasing their dreams. We joke, we love the idea of taking the job centre, which I don't know if anyone visits anymore,
Right, yeah.
and just turning it into the dream centre. So you get all these buildings where it's like, you can come here, get advice for free, and taught how to build a business.
Yeah.
And just then go for it, and you can work. It's like you ever been to the Capital One cafes in the US?
No.
They're like these free cafes you can go to and just work. There's one around the corner, actually, there's Santander Work Cafe. It's great. But I want that, but I had to have the atmosphere of everyone's here to work together, like to chase this dream, to chase this goal together.
Yeah.
Because I think that's how you go really far, is you build a community around what you're working on.
That is like a true co-working space.
Yeah.
Because you go to a lot of co-working spaces and they're like fair play, people on calls and stuff, headphones on, it's quieter. But how can you build that where everyone's moving around, talking to each other?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, if they start popping up, and even the online communities, then that's just eventually starts to become a norm.
It becomes the norm.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's part of our whole mission. It's like, for example, with this, it's like, that's the coffee we're bringing out.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit weird that this company with a mission of help people become entrepreneurs is starting a coffee. But the idea is like, okay, how can you interact with the reminder that I need to chase my dreams in as many normal places as humanly possible?
Yeah.
So you go on TikTok, you see Simon Squibb, you're like, oh, fuck, I should figure out what my dream is and then chase it. You go into the Tesco's and you go, oh, shit, that's that thing that funds people's dreams, and I can get my dream funded if I scan a QR code. And then you go on TV and there's a show built by us. You go on the internet, there's a community for you. Like, we want to be everywhere you interact, reminding you that you can go for it.
So is this almost marketing?
Almost
just to have...
Pretty much.
Can I have a look? Great.
Yeah. This is just a mock-up, but...
Oh, so there's nothing in this?
There's coffee in there.
Oh, there is actually coffee.
But it's not printed on the can yet.
There we go. I can frame that. That's a LinkedIn post there.
But yeah, it's like, that will be in your face on the shelves, and if you scan a QR code, you can get funded, or you can decide where the profit from what you paid for goes to fund. So 10% of the profit goes to fund somebody else's dream.
That's cool. What, and then you can go on and
you go on a website, like pick the dream of the month you want to contribute to.
Yeah. Buying this drink helps fund dreams. Every purchase supports our mission to help real people pursue their dreams. Yeah, that's cool.
So we'll have loads of businesses like that, right?
Yeah.
That 10% of the profits from any business we start, all our businesses will always go to fund normal people's ambitions and dreams to start businesses. So how can we create like a cycle that perpetuates and creates more of that?
Because most of now you're obviously making money from that, but a lot of your mission is to keep everything free for people, isn't it? And you do that by
sponsorships, affiliates, products like this.
That's amazing.
Our knowledge will always be free. We'll sell people products that bring them value, but we will never charge for education.
Yeah, that's good.
Because we can't compete with the current education system if we charge. It's like, we had this debate years ago that Simon made a video that was like an hour and 23 minutes, and it was all his business knowledge. He condensed it like a straight long hour and 23 minutes. And we asked, should we chop this up and charge a course for it? How much would you pay for it? And it was like something like 6,000 people said they'd spend $2,000 on it. So like an enormous amount of money.
Yeah.
And we just put it on the internet for free. Because if you gate it, everyone that can afford it can get that benefit.
Yeah.
Get that education. But we put it on the internet for free. I think it's on 17 million views now on YouTube. So like, that impact you can have is just so much bigger with free.
Yeah.
And people say, if you don't pay attention. No, that's bollocks.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to want and need the information, need the learnings.
Mm-hmm.
And then you create a community that encourages you to keep going.
And then if you take that leap, you might then inspire someone else to take that leap as well.
Exactly.
It's like throwing the rock in a river, in a pond, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That ripple effect is massive.
Exactly, because if you start a business, you tell all your friends, and they go, "Oh fuck, I should do that as well." And then they start a business. We have to, ripple that out through society, especially through the youth. I'm very focused currently on the youth because that stat scared me. How do we help those people just not feel like they've been let down by the system, which they have been?
Yeah.
But go, okay, I've been let down. I'm in a bad spot, but there's no point in wallowing in it. I need to just go and look on the other side of it and go, I'm in one of the best times in history to start a business.
Yeah.
It has never been easier. Like, never been easier. Don't get me wrong. Building a business is very hard. Getting going right now is free.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, that's amazing. So we have to just encourage more of it.
And you can upload a video on Instagram, and even if it's like a crap video, you still see it'll get 200-300 views.
Yeah.
If you put 200-300 people in a room, that is a lot of people.
Yeah.
You can get eyes on your product or service way faster than before.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah.
Instagram's free. TikTok's
It was free marketing.
Yeah.
Like, there is people that I speak to hundreds of founders a week, like thousands every month, and the biggest thing is like, oh, I don't have enough money to start. It's just not true. Like, yes, if I want to build a detailed product business, like I want to build the new Whoop or a health wearable, yes, that's going to take some money to do some R&D and manufacturing. But that doesn't mean don't start. Like, just start a service business that becomes a tech business. So like Runner, great example, the running app. Yes, sold to Strava for a lot of money as a tech business. Started as two blokes selling PDFs.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fantastic example of how easy it is. They were selling PDF running training things, teaching you how to train. Like, that is how you can start for nothing. And then you make that work, and then you start building tech, and then you turn into a tech business, and then you sell for hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So it's all accessible. We just need to, we tell those stories badly. So like, another part is like, how do we tell those stories better?
Yeah.
There's a guy in the US, become a good friend, a guy called Brian Scudamore, and he owns a company called 1-800-JUNK. And it's like, anyone in the US, it is like the junk removal company.
Right, okay.
Like, it is enormous. And that started, he dropped out of university and paid $3,000 for a truck. And that was it. That was that business starting. So you can start with absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But we have to make people aware of that. Because people put the blockers in their own way of like, oh, I don't know how to use these AI tools. I don't have any money. I don't know anybody. Like, none of this matters anymore. You can just figure it out and start. And like, that's the thing with the AI tools that I find so fascinating, is I think the ones that will win will just make it easy.
Yeah.
Like, people say, I don't know how to use these tools. Some of them are so easy to use. You just ask.
And it will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the frontier will always be hard, but just behind that will be these amazing tools that enable the 99% that aren't spending their whole day thinking about it.
I think with AI now, you have to just start that
Yeah.
experiment. If you don't learn it, you are going to fall behind. And actually, everyone talks about it, but when you talk to the everyday person, it's just like, oh, I just use ChatGPT like Google, like an advanced Google. But it's like it can do so much now. And it's just getting started. If you just literally start off with an LLM, you just start talking to ChatGPT, start talking to Claude, and just get used to the idea of like how to actually get good responses out of it. Just loads of context, tell it what you want to act like, and you'll get 90% better output than what you're getting at the moment. And if you start with that, then you'll get interested and go, right, I keep hearing people talk about agents. How do I build an agent? What can it do? And then very quickly, you're becoming so valuable. Not even like, say someone does want to stay in the corporate, they just love their job, they're in tech, whatever, they just love it. If you learn how to use all of these AI tools, you're probably going to be safe.
Yeah.
The people who aren't safe are the people who won't learn how to use it. I think Jensen said, the NVIDIA CEO, he says, AI won't take your job. The people who know how to use AI will take your job.
See, I don't know if I agree with that.
No, do you not?
No, because I actually think, yes, like I said, the frontier, like the stuff I can do now versus the stuff my mum can do is very different.
Yeah.
Like, it's very different. She uses it like Google. I've got 70 agents running. It's very different. But I think it will just get easier and easier to do that. Like they will just do that itself.
Yeah, true.
It will just look at your computer and go, okay, I figured it out. You do this. Let's build that. That will get easier and easier. Yes, the frontier will get further and further away, and you'll be able to do more and more and more and more and more. But all of this is going to get easier. Like the whole Claude may act on the frontier. Google will just make it as easy as possible for everybody. It's like you see AI Studio coming into your Chrome or coming into your Gmail.
Yeah.
It will just become easier and easier and easier and easier to use. It will become part of our daily lives and it will be done for us without us realizing it's even happening. So I think everybody's going to have this power. The superpower we have now, if we are thinking about it and at the frontier, everyone will have. Like what's next and what's further and further and further, of course that'll keep moving, but everybody else will just be 6 months behind.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think it's a people thing. I think it's more just accept this reality.
Yeah.
Like this is happening. It's not going back. The genie is not going back in the bottle. How do I use it to my advantage? Or how do I use it to do what I want to do? How do I use like the superpower I now have to make the dream, which was not possible, now possible?
Yeah.
Rather than going, I reject that entirely. Because I don't think anything can be gained from rejecting it entirely. But the public perception of AI is still really bad. Like we don't realize this because we're in the bubble, but like if you go and ask the average person, they're like, nah, it still gives me, it writes rubbish emails and I don't want to use it. People have no idea what you can do. That's quite scary, but I think it will close. I think that gap will close.
Because the tech will just get so easy.
It will get so easy to use.
Point. That's true. And you said about how it will just watch what you do on your laptop and it will learn your daily processes. And then one day you'll wake up and be like, oh, by the way, do you want me to automate the whole thing? Because I've worked out how to do it. Just click approve. Yeah, that's true. And then eventually we have to just move to a society where our creativity and passion for something is
taste.
Yeah, taste.
Knowing what's good will become really hard and important.
So that education has to empower.
Well, people have to experiment, play around, figure out what they like, figure out what they're good at. It's touching on the ease point. That's why I'm so long on Lovable. Like still, because like the whole mission is how do we make all of this complicated shit as easy as possible so that 99% of people can do it. Like that's the big market. I don't that market to me is bigger than the coding tools for engineers.
Yeah, I agree because I use Lovable and Cursor are my two vibe code tools. If I'm trying to build something that I can just deploy really quickly, really easy to use, I just need something up and running in the next hour, I'll use Lovable. I'll build it really quickly and be like, bang, put the cloud on, put password protection on, happy days. Cursor, if I want to build something a bit more deep, I want to get, then I will. I'll use some other tool, but then you have to, I have to put it up to GitHub, put it on Vercel, host it on the.
Most people are never going to do that.
Most people aren't ever going to do that. You just want the normal person who's like, I don't know anything about coding, but I need a little tool that will do this.
Yeah.
Open up Lovable.
Yeah.
And even Lovable's cheap.
Yeah.
Anyone can really do it now. I do think we're going to get to a point now where, because those one-man bands are possible, a lot of businesses are going to be 1, 2, 3-man bands. And then once that becomes the norm, we don't need to actually be really scared of AI taking our jobs because we've just built that. We now can build that.
We have to learn how to create them. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's I think it's Eleanor Werner speaks about the idea of like mum and pop SaaS.
Right.
It's like SaaS used to be big. It's like right now, it's big SaaS companies. I always use CRM as the example.
Yeah.
You buy Salesforce, you buy HubSpot, you buy Attio if you're trendy. But like, what if I'm a vet, a horse vet? I have no idea how to do any of these things.
Yeah.
I want a horse vet CRM that's built for horse vets. Like that is now possible.
Yeah.
Because before, nobody would build a company for horse vet CRMs. That would be mental. It's the smallest market you can think of. But now you could make $100,000 a year building the horse vet CRM.
That's so true.
Great job.
Yeah.
What a job that is.
Because you have 1 or 2 people.
There's lots of horse vets.
Yeah.
I'll just sell just to them. This idea of rapid software generation allows us to have really niche companies that serve a small audience just unbelievably well.
Yeah.
Because the goal is not build the next Salesforce. The goal is give myself a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that becomes really interesting where these markets that could never were never serviced very well. You were shoehorned into a product that doesn't really fit you.
Mm-hmm.
They can now be serviced really, really well because someone that didn't know how to can now generate software for that person.
That's because, like, say if you're in a sales role and you want to take home an extra 20 grand a year in commission, if you're on like a big company and you're making 2% of the commission, you have to close £1 million worth of profit. Whereas if you wanted to make 20 grand a year extra and you set up a small business that you own, you have to do £20,000 in revenue.
Yeah.
With the margin, if it was all profit, and you get an extra 20 grand a year. So that you don't need to build this huge thing to just make yourself that money.
You got to just own it.
Yeah, you got to own it. You got to build it, and you got to sell significantly less than if you work for a big corporate firm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like if I'm a young person now, it's like I come out of university. Like the question I'm asking is like, what do I truly care about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what problem do I want to solve? What market do I know unbelievably well? So, like, what's the thing I love? If it's, I don't know, tennis. Okay, what business can I build? What problem is there in tennis?
Yeah.
Like, what is annoying to everyone that plays tennis? How do I fix that? And then there's your business. Like, I think that's the thought process to go through. Not, I've heard AI infrastructures to play, so I guess I'll start a data center company. Like that's not how you should start a small business.
Mm-hmm.
Just figure out a problem that you are uniquely positioned to solve and you care about deeply.
Yeah.
And then fix that, and then you have a company.
And it's so much easy to disrupt now with how you can build things. It's like going back to that horse vet example. Instead of them all buying Salesforce, where they use 10% of the features, and they spend loads of money on it, buy something that's 10% the size but built perfectly bespoke
for them.
You,
yeah.
Then it's going to get so much. So it's not. These tools are actually even going to be more helpful than they were before because they are bespoke, niche, custom.
Most people don't want to build their own software. The horse vet does not want to spend time vibe coding.
No.
Because that's mental. But there's a person that will vibe code for them.
Mm-hmm.
And you just build a product.
Like, I built it.
I built this thing. It's perfect for you. This is how it works. Yada, yada, yada.
Do you want any changes made as well?
Do you want me to adapt it just for you?
And I'll get back to you tomorrow. Yeah. As opposed to that's an 8-month development cycle. Yeah.
So you can solve a problem way better than before. And you need to have no credentials. You can just be a 20-year-old. That to me is very exciting. Like very exciting. We should be telling these stories. Mm-hmm. And like this is again coming back to the media. It's like if we want to help this generation, we should tell these stories. Like what's possible.
Yeah.
We should show them what's possible and then encourage them to take the leap.
Yeah. Show them how
not these tools are taking your job. You're all fucked.
Yeah.
Like that's not helpful media.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to just flip that narrative a little bit.
Yeah. And show that there is actually, it's one of the biggest opportunities there's ever.
It's
a huge probably opportunity. Bigger than the internet.
It's way bigger than the internet. Yeah, I think so.
And but I think change is always, if you go back in history,
it's disruptive.
There's something scary, it's bad, and then we adapt to it.
Yeah.
And it is
well, that's the argument, right? Yeah. Is Mark Andreessen says there's going to be no job losses because new jobs will be created. Mm-hmm. It's like, sure, fine. When?
Yes. Yeah.
Like there's going to be there's a gap. There is a time lag where people lose their jobs and then jobs are created. Those people don't necessarily get a job. There's just other jobs for new people. Yeah. So like there's going to be a big problem. So we need to find a solution, even if there are jobs coming. We still need to find a solution right now to what do people do. Like there's a couple of end realities. It might be overdrawn, and we all just have jobs and figure out what the new jobs are, and we continue as normal. Or there is just less of a labour market, and everything is done for us. Elon's idea of like the UBI, or universal high income, as he says. Mm-hmm. Sure, I still think people need something to do.
You need meaning.
You need purpose.
Yeah. Like, you need to wake up and be like,
what do I do every day?
I'm valuable and helpful to people in this world.
And small business will give you that if you do it the right way. Not if you start a business that you hate the idea, you have no interest in just because you're chasing money. Yeah. But if you are obsessed with horses and you love vets, that CRM is a great thing for you to build because you get to hang out with the people you like spending time with. Yeah. But the example I always give is like, if I love to fish, why can I not build a career and a business around fishing? You can. Like, I like to fish. Okay, well, let's figure out how to build you a business model that allows you to do that more. What if you TikTok live stream yourself fishing and you sell tackle? That's a business.
Yeah.
That is a business that could work for the right person.
And you probably should do that.
You probably should do that.
You should do that.
Because,
Makes sense.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
because then you get to monetize your passion and what you love doing. So, like, this reframe of entrepreneurship and reframe of what business has to be, I think, is really important to make it feel normal and achievable. And then the average happiness of people will just be through the roof.
You wake up loving what you do, and and you're important for that market.
That's the goal: is wake up loving what you do.
Yeah.
Most, like, and it still alarms me. Most people wake up and go, "Fuck, I've got to go to work." That's so sad.
Yeah.
It's what we do the most in our entire lives is we go to work. You've got to figure out how to make that a thing you love.
Yeah.
It makes utterly no sense to me that people go to work in a job they hate. Of course, I'm very privileged, so I've built this life where I'm happy to go to work now. But everyone's got to try and figure out how to do that over time. It might not be instantly quit your job, start a business. I'm not saying that. But chart a plan to get to a point where you love what you do every day.
I think the big thing is a lot of people stay in jobs because it's secure. They feel safe, secure. And security is one of the biggest values that so many people just... That's why a lot of people just don't take risks, because they're like, it's too risky. But we are now starting to be in a point where it is risky if you just stay there, because one day you can go, and it's making people aware that maybe the risk of setting up your own business actually isn't as high as you'd think. And also, you can start some of these businesses as a side hustle on the side. Start off a few hours a week, start to get a bit of traction, and then grow it on the side. And it, like, the good example, to be fair, is I run a company called Summit Mentality on the side, which is like run clubs. So we started off run club completely free. Literally once a week. I was going for a run anyway, so why not invite some people along? And then we were like, oh, my Travis, who I found it with, he does high rocks. He was like, I really want to start hosting high rocks classes. Normally people go, well, I don't have a gym. I can't afford a gym. I can't do it. So we just went to a gym in town and went, can we hire your space out for an hour? Give us your hourly rate. He went, it's going to be this much. Then we went to the people and went, right, it's going to cost you X amount a month. Do you want to join? So there was no upfront capital risk at all. Yeah. We built a community for free, gave value for free so people can have people to run with. Do you want to try high rocks? Yeah, get them on a waiting list, set up. So it's not risky.
Yeah.
We making more money for free other than time, effort. And I think that's where it's making people realize it's actually not a big risk to set up a business. If you want to, as you said, like, if you want to go into commercial property and raise a load of debt and buy a load of buildings, there's risk to that. You could lose that and then lose a load of money. Yeah, there's risk. But you can set things up for so cheap and free, and especially with AI now.
AI and the internet. AI, internet, social media. Like, that's it. You've got the most... that's ridiculous when you think about that toolbox of things to use. Free marketing, basically free employees. You just go for it. Like, you can now just go for it. And you're right. Like, not enough people learn or understand this idea of, like, selling it before I have to pay for it. Like you're doing there. Like, I'll sell the high rocks. I'll ask how much it's going to cost. I'll sell the high rocks cost, and then I'll pay the gym. Like, how can I... Even if I want to start... I don't know. I always look around the room for examples of businesses. I want to start a plant pot business. Okay. Before I buy make loads of plant pots, can I spin up a waiting list and can I pre-sell half of it? Can I pre-sell half of them so I have enough money to pay for all the plant pots, and then I make the rest of the money when I sell them? That's doable. Yeah. That is so doable. But most people go, oh, no, I don't have enough money to start. So we have to teach this problem solving or this different way of thinking, because that will unlock so much for so many people.
I do think the selling before you buy is actually really valuable. We sell hoodies and t-shirts, but we've just found a supplier that doesn't have an MOQ. Yeah. So we just do a clothing drop, then buy it from the supplier, and before they buy it, we just go, oh, it might be 2 or 3 week lead time. Yeah. Then
you're a small business, of course.
They don't mind.
That's no problem.
No one cares. No. You know what I mean? You get it in 2-3 weeks' time.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. It's just reducing the risk, I think, and making people realise that if your value is security, there is security in doing it yourself. and so much easier to do. And a lot of people sit on a lot of really valuable skills that they've learned in their 9 to 5 that they don't ever want to use, I suppose. If you work at an events management company, you could go and start
a little events business on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, and just charge significantly less than what your company do, but you keep all the money.
Yeah.
So it's not that difficult, I think.
There is an advantage to every business.
Mm-hmm.
So, like example, if I start a small events business on my own, the advantage is it's me. You get to interact with the founder, and it's cheaper. The advantage of the big business is we've done this a million times. We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, like, it just depends how you sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything can be sold with the advantage you have. You just sell it that way.
Yeah.
So, like, everybody's in a great spot.
Mm-hmm.
You got to just start.
Today's the day to do it.
Today's the day.
Really? Start now.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Jonny, I think that's a good little wrap there.
Awesome.
To be honest, mate. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you.